So towards green energy, that's what we are beginning today. That's a new lesson. Now, is this lesson done in your schools? Not yet?
Yes, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. So any idea what do you think will be there in this lesson towards green energy? From the name, what do you think you can make? Yes? I'll ask you a very basic, simple question. What do you mean by energy? Now, this is not just a biological topic. It covers physics and chemistry also a bit. So what do you mean by the word energy? Anyone? You know it, come on. You learned in the lower classes. Yes? Energy क्या होते हैं? Yes, Harsha? What is energy? Abhiram is looking here and there. मुझसे मत पूछो. Right? Sundar is waiting. मुझसे पूछो. Yes, Sundar. Answer. What do you mean by energy? Come on.
Sir, can I?
Yeah, please. Yes, Dipali.
Capacity of doing work or the activities.
Correct. That's what you have learned for energy. The capacity of any body to do any work. That's called as energy. Right? So we all need energy to do a lots of work. Right now, sitting in front of a device, attending the lecture, listening to it, understanding it requires energy. Correct? So energy is something which is an integral part of anybody's life. And as and when now, as if I'm not wrong, you all are born obviously after the year 2000. Am I right? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Correct. So after this 2000 means you all belong to the 21st century. So you have seen the modern world. Correct? So if you go back, like if you ask your previous generation, those who were in the 90s and all, like I am a product of 86. Okay. So like I have seen a major transition when it comes to technology. Right? So I remember, if I start on something very practical and a layman's point of view, okay, in today's world, if you want to contact or communicate with anybody who is somewhere else in the country or maybe outside the country, you have a very easy technology, that is the mobile phone. Correct? And you can communicate with anybody, even a person staying in say US, you can easily communicate. WhatsApp chalta rehte hain. Correct? Emails you can do. But in today's world, do you write letters to anyone? Informal letters at least. If you want to speak to any friend or a cousin or someone, you don't write letters. Wo zamana gaya. Correct? So we have a technology with us. Similarly, even if you want to speak to someone, you have all possible options. Right? Till a few years back, it was voice call which was common. Now there is video call, and that's the reason we are able to connect and we are able to interact in this session. So ये जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं ये technology. So if I use a common word, that is technology, we all know very well how much it has advanced in today's world, and it has become a very common part of the life. We cannot imagine life without these technology. Agree with this? Right? At present, suppose a day comes when suddenly it happens that there is no mobile phone, no TV, no computer, nothing at all. Can you imagine spending a day like that? Right? Not even a landline phone, imagine. So kya hoga? Right? There was a time when everyone, when they used to get up in the morning, the first thing they used to do was some prayers. Now the first thing they do is take the mobile phone. Arey kya message hai? Pehle dekh le. That has the life. Correct? So do you think this technology is good? Give your opinions. Everybody can have a different opinion. Bolo. This technology, is it good? Is it bad? Or you have any other opinion? Come on, I want to interact.
Some of them are good and some of them are bad.
Okay. Can you give an example of a bad one?
Excessive use of mobile phones.
So the technology is not bad. It's our use and misuse which is bad. Correct? So every technology has been invented by human beings for some or the other reason. And of course, the main reason was to increase our convenience. Correct? And our comfort. There is a proverb, na? Necessity is the mother of invention. उसके लिए technology भी develop हुआ. Correct? So it has made our life easier, no doubt about it. But then ultimately it depends upon our use. Okay. So it's like even today in many of the rural areas, the basic need, that is drinking water, the people have to go walk for miles. They have to collect water from the wells or the bore wells. They have to fill up and carry those heavy pots and go back to their home and use that much water for the whole day. And it's not an exercise which is to be done once in a week or something. It is a daily routine. Can you imagine doing that? No. In our homes, we have the taps. We open the tap anytime, you get water. So that means things are easier for us. But all these things, when you see all the examples of technology that you can think about, they all require one thing, that is energy. Without energy, none of these things can ever happen. And with all the electrical appliances that we use these days, the commonest thing that is required is electricity. You all understand the importance of electricity when the power supply goes off. तब पता चलता है कि हम Stone Age man में पहुंच गए. Correct? So imagine the prehistoric man, how they used to live. Correct? You must have studied about all this in history. Stone Age
Yes.
man, prehistoric man.
Yes.
Right? So in the prehistoric times, man used to live somewhat like this. Correct? So in those times, properly there were no proper homes. So man used to live like nomads, live in the caves or the treetops, right? Just random groups of people living together, like hardly a basic fulfillment of food, shelter, and clothing. And the most common and the earliest source of energy that was there was only fire. In history, you have studied how fire was discovered. Correct? By chance, some stones were rubbed, there were sparks generated, the dry leaves caught fire. So man initially did not understand what is this. But then when man realized that this is something very useful, like before the discovery of the fire, man used to eat the food which was available raw in the nature. Any plant food or animal food. Animals को मारते थे, उसका flesh पकड़ के खा लेते थे. Plants में से fruit seed तोड़ के खा ली. तो कच्चा खाते थे. But then when fire was discovered, by chance man saw that if that particular food matter is burnt or roasted in the fire, it tastes better. And that's how the primitive form of cooking started. But imagine cooking in today's world. We have so many appliances by which we do the process of cooking. Correct? We use that gas burners, right? We have the induction, we have microwave. We all use that for cooking purposes. So cooking in today's world has transformed a lot. And for that, the requirement is energy. In the earlier days, man used to also light the fire at the entrance of the caves and all to keep away wild animals. Today, do we have to worry about that? No.
No.
Right? So we have technology with us. Okay. Similarly, see like this. Man used to do this kind of barbecue in the previous days. Correct? They used to catch and eat the food. Right? They used to live near the entrance to the caves, and also they did not need electricity for tube light or electric fans or something. We are sitting in the comfort of our rooms right now. We have AC, fan, tube light, everything ready. Correct? So imagine the amount of electricity that has been used. Got it? Okay, so if you compare that prehistoric time when man started living, okay, to the modern day, can you see a huge difference? Right? In this
Yes.
modern day, in this one picture, just a random example of a picture I am showing you. So you can see this is kind of a modern lifestyle home or maybe a commercial office. Look at this picture and tell me what kind of appliances or any devices you are seeing which uses electricity. Look at the picture and tell me.
Television,
Television is there, yes. What else?
light,
Ceiling
You
lights.
can see the intense lighting, correct. Then Ishika, Shivganga, be on the screen. Dipali. Tell more. What other things you are seeing in the picture where you feel that energy is being used?
Projector,
Yes, you can see the LCD projectors. That's right. What else? What other things do you think are being used over here? Do you think, even if it is not seen in the picture, this particular room will have an AC?
yes,
Yes, correct. So it will be requiring energy.
Yes.
Besides all that, if you see this two book stands or shelves or whatever you say, they are made up of what? What do you think it would be made up of? Or you can see these chairs, the tables, the photo frames. They are made up of some artificial substance, maybe fiber or glass or some metals. So all these things are available from where? They are available from nature. We call it as a natural resource. Correct? So that means we are dependent upon this nature for all these things. You see the tables, this coffee table, this particular shelf below the TV. Can you see it is made up of wood?
Yes.
Correct. So where is the wood obtained from? Can man create a wood artificially?
No.
No. So that means even in a modern day lifestyle, we are using so many things where we have to still depend upon the nature. Okay. You see the sofa cushions, if they are made up of cotton. So where do you get cotton from?
Nature.
Nature.
nature,
Getting it? So that means we are dependent upon nature for many of the sources as well as for energy purposes. So here in this topic, this introductory background was shown to you to make you understand the level of energy usage in today's lifestyle. Imagine transportation. Correct? Nowadays, transportation has increased a lot. Correct? In even if like economic terms, you must be aware about something called lower class, middle class, upper class.
Yes.
So we all generally belong to the middle class sector. And for the middle class sector also, transportation is an affordable thing. Right? Nowadays, people having their own car is not something very uncommon. Correct? Many people, even from a lower class section also, if you see, they can afford to have their own cars, private cars. Correct? If not cars, then they can buy scooters, bikes. Like if you compare this, say about 15-20 years back, then it was a different thing. Correct? When traveling by trains, even buses, metro is all about AC. So during transportation, the use of AC has increased a lot. Even if you go to your native place and all, you prefer to book an AC ticket by train. Right? If the tickets are not available, you go for a sleeper class. Right? Everybody will have their own preference, obviously, but AC class is there. That's use has increased. So when you talk about AC, it is nothing but use of energy. Correct? If you ask your previous generation, traveling by aeroplane or a flight was a luxury about 20 years back. If somebody used to travel by flight, it was like kind of a VIP treatment for that person. right? But now flight travel is very common, right? People travel almost every day also to some or the other, businessmen and all, if you see. सुबह जाएंगे, नाश्ता इधर किए, खाना उधर किए, lunch वहाँ किए, correct? So it is so common. So the point that is being told over here is modern day transportation has become very common, and it has increased when it comes to the status also. But for that, the cost that is paid is energy. You see this metro station. Bombay ka metro mein travel kiya hai, everyone? Or any other metro
Yes.
in another city? Right? Which is the
Yes.
first city in India where metro trains were introduced?
Kolkata.
This Calcutta, correct. Okay, now many cities in India are having their own metros. You must be updating about this. Right? Delhi got a very good metro network. Mumbai mein kaam chal rahe hain. Right? Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, everywhere there is metro now. So this metro, if you see this one picture, you can imagine the amount of electricity usage. The entire train has got lighting and AC. See the station premises. So much of lighting, hoardings, indicators, sub mein in energy usage. Imagine a aeroplane and imagine a airport. Flight में क्या रहेंगे सब लोग?
Yes.
Have you all traveled by flight? Or you must have heard, correct? So you can understand the level of energy usage when you go by flight. AC तो होता ही है, flight में तो खिड़की खुला नहीं रख सकते. Imagine an airport, such a huge area, correct? And when the flight is taking its journey, imagine what is the fuel which is used in a flight? Like metro trains run on electricity. Okay, long distance trains over here also run on electricity nowadays. Earlier it was coal followed by diesel, ऐसे change हुआ. But what about aeroplanes? Aeroplanes run on which fuel? Anyone? Aeroplane किस पे चलते हैं या उड़ते हैं? Can it be coal or kerosene या petrol or electricity?
No.
Which one is it? Bolo. Yes. Shiv Ganga is a VIP visitor for my lectures.
Electricity.
Aeroplanes run on electricity. Are you sure? It's not possible. Electricity. It is a very high quality petrol, which is called aviation fuel. Okay, not the common petrol that is used for road transportation. It's a high quality petrol. Usko aviation fuel karke bolte. Aeroplanes run on that. And that's why one single flight journey consumes a very good amount of electricity, I mean, aviation fuel. So overall, from these examples, you can see how much amount of energy usage takes place due to transportation also. All types of energy usage, whether it is chemical energy, electrical energy, heat energy, light energy, all that is highly used in transportation also. Okay, at the same time, you all know very well, India is an agricultural country.
Yes.
Correct. या फिर learning that कि भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है. इसका मतलब क्या? We had something called green revolution in our country, and nowadays agriculture also uses lots of instruments and machineries, like the one you can see over here, tractors. Earlier there were bullocks which were used. So when it comes to tractors, when it comes to different types of irrigation methods, the common thing used is energy. पानी का पंप वगैरह होता है तो एनर्जी चाहिए, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाहिए, correct? So all that things use energy. Modern agriculture also requires good amount of energy. So when you consider or when you take into account all these sectors, including this one, that is industries. Okay, we all know very well in history, again you must have learned about industrial revolution. Do you remember? Correct?
Yes.
Which took place about in the 1900s, began in England. Before that, the number of industries and factories were very less. Correct? So after that, there was a sudden spurt or growth in the number of industries all over the world, and lots of factories started coming up. So this picture is clearly telling you when the number of factories got increased, the number of products, goods and services increased, packaging technology got increased, transportation increased, like one after the other, there was a chain reaction. And lots of people started migrating from rural areas to urban areas, because when more and more factories were there, more people were required for employment. So people started moving from one place to the other. So the use of energy started increasing. So if you see now, again in economics or something, you must have been learning something called developing countries and developed countries. You know that,
Yes.
right? So which is the most developed nation in the world?
USA.
It is the US.
UK.
And what is the status of India? Is it developed or developing?
Developing.
Developing nation. That means we are also engaged in agriculture, transportation, industry, every sector. But we have not reached that level in economic terms. But the thing is, there is a lot of disparity when it comes to energy usage. Okay, so before this industrial revolution started, and after the industrial revolution started, between both the eras, if you compare, the amount of energy consumption per capita was about 100 times more. That's why if you see the graphical representation, there will be a sudden peak after this industrial revolution. And after that, the other thing that happened was population explosion. So when more and more people were there, the demand for the basic requirements also increased. And that's why energy requirements increase like anything. Do you agree with all this? Correct? So when it comes to energy, overall, according to a 2013 report, if you see, the percentage energy usage approximately in the four main sectors. Firstly is about the industries. That is around 45%, which uses the maximum energy, followed by domestic establishments. Domestic establishment means residences, people's houses. Okay, like if you see our houses, we have lots of appliances or lots of devices where energy is used. At present, in a modern day home, the most commonest thing that you find is tube light, ceiling fan, television, refrigerator. Correct. What else do you get? AC is also very common now. Many people have it at their home. Correct. Then if you say domestic establishment, you can also talk about even apna other devices like computers, mobile phones, all types of communication technology. I don't know if you are aware about this or not, but in the 1990s, when having a television itself was a luxury, like in one society or one maybe colony, one or two people's houses had their own TV. Okay, and people from all over used to sit at one place and watch their favorite show. Okay, so do you remember, do you know this fact? This used to happen
Yes.
in the 1990s, right? Especially on a Sunday or something when there was a favorite show coming out. So all people used to gather at one place and watch their favorite show. It was kind of a luxury that way. But now see the situation. In a single home, you can get 5 TVs. Correct? One for the bedroom, one for the living room, one for the kitchen. Right? So you have every technology with you. Correct? So domestic establishment has started increasing drastically. Even having a telephone was a luxury when it started. And people did not even have landline phones at their home. So we used to have those STD and PCO booths. You know that? Especially the call rates over there was less after 11 p.m. So after 11 p.m. there used to be a huge line at the STD and PCO booths. And एक रुपए का coin डाल के हम लोग को call करते थे. So we used to keep a track. Once the call started, we used to keep a track on the timer. Okay, every rupee must be used. But nowadays we do not do all that because it has become very common. That's why you hardly get any STD or PCO booths anywhere. So that is the use in domestic establishments. Getting it? Okay, same way we have seen agriculture and we have seen transportation also. There is a drastic spurt in the use of energy. So this topic or this lesson has been introduced at your level to make you understand that being from this modern era, you have not seen things of the past. But that 1985 onwards, 90s onwards, that sudden revolution which has happened, coupled with population explosion, it has led to a drastic increase in the use of energy. And besides that, the most common energy usage is for electricity. And electricity which you get at home or anywhere, it is measured in terms of watt hours. Just every month you must be paying your electricity bills, right? कभी देखा electricity bill? Correct? उसमें units करके आते हैं. Be on the video, everyone. Right? You get it in the form of units. Right? So that electricity consumption, okay, you can see it was around 1970 to 71. It was around this much. You don't have to by heart all this. This is just to make you understand. Okay. So 1970-71, it was around 43,000 gigawatt hours. See what has happened in 2011-12. From 43,000 something, it has come to 7,70,000 in a matter of 30-40 years. Okay, that was the sudden increase in the use of energy. Okay, all types of, now the electricity which you get in our home, we just have to press the switch and we get our desired electricity. But how do we get our electricity at our home? We get it from something called power stations. In this lesson, in the next part, we are going to see what are the power stations and how is electricity generated over there. So what is the, in school, in lower classes, you must have studied about something, law of conservation of energy. Do you remember that? The total amount of energy on the earth always remains constant. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Do you know that? Right? It can only be converted from one form to another form. So here the form that we require is electricity, electrical energy. But then that electrical energy is obtained from some another form. So what are the other ways from which we can get electricity? That we are going to learn in this lesson. Okay. So fossil fuel combustion, or you can say hydroelectricity, nuclear power. These are all the possible ways from which we can get electricity. Okay. So coal and petroleum is the most commonly used one, and which is not good. Okay. So there is something called as combustion. Combustion means burning. So when you burn something, there is heat generated. That heat is used to produce electricity. So such kind of substances, you all know very well, fossil fuel like coal, petrol, like they can only be burnt, but their production has taken millions of years. You must have heard about fossil fuels, correct? They are nothing but the substances which are produced from the very ancient plants and animals which used to live on the earth. Their bodies got decomposed and buried and changed into fossils. And that is what we use today. So if you remove all the fossil fuels from the earth at present and you just burn it away, their reserves which are there on the earth at various places, they are just going to get over. After that, what? So it is high time that we try to find out such sources which will never get over or which will be very long lasting. That is called as a non-renewable, sorry, a renewable source. Fossil fuels are example of non-renewable ones. You cannot renew it again. Okay, so renewable ones are the non-conventional and non-renewable ones are the conventional sources. You can see the graphics over here. Okay, so these are just points to tell you how electricity is necessary in today's life. Is that clear, everyone? Understood the basic background behind what is there in this lesson?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
the next thing that we are going to see is basically in a power station or a power plant, how is electricity generated and what are the different types of power plants found all over what are their advantages, their disadvantages with examples. Okay.